Since 1990, American society has fallen apart. There's an epidemic of murder, mass murder, suicide, and overdose. Widespread addiction to drugs, alcohol, pornography, the internet, and social media grip people across our country. According to Axios, 54% of Republicans think that Democrats are spiteful, and 61% of Democrats think that Republicans are bigoted. Each of these rising statistics are evidence of the destruction of the American social fabric, and the reason behind that destruction is clear. On the graph behind me, you can see that people don't believe in God anymore. In 1990, over 90% of Americans believed in God, while 70% of Americans attended church regularly. Today, these numbers have been cut by about 30%. When people don't believe in God, society falls apart. This is why for literally all of human history, every successful society is a faithful society. There is a reason for this. Religion sets basic rules of the road, a guideline and a moral compass that's not suggested but rather mandated. In Judeo-Christian religion, which are the ideals that this country was founded upon, God gives Moses the 10 Commandments. These laws are simple, such as thou shalt not steal or thou shalt not kill, but clearly they are still relevant. In California, theft was decriminalized up to $1,000. Businesses were forced to close their doors because people were taking advantage of the law. If these people were religious, it would be a non-issue. The same logic applies to thou shalt not kill. Let a violent offender out on the street, he'll recommit the crime. These people lack faith, not hatred. How about another commandment? Keep holy the Sabbath. This commandment mobilizes people and it forces them into church, which is a community of like-minded people. With less than half of Americans now attending church, it's no shock why we're so divided. Churches used to be the welfare state. You have a death in the family, there are people organizing a meal train, taking care of your children, etc. Lose a job, people are knocking on your door, keeping your family fed. They're lending you money to pay your mortgage. A business owner was there to offer you a job, and someone was there to offer to buy your kids Christmas presents. There is a significant difference between charity provided by the church community and the true welfare state. When people know that you know are doing every single thing they can for you, you now have a moral obligation to get back on your feet, not for you, but for them. Nobody feels the necessity to pay back their check when it's from the government, but you sure do when it's your neighbor lending you the money. Let's try another commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Our society has accepted divorce. And since we have, 1 in 2 kids is born out of wedlock. According to the National Center for Fathering, a kid in a fatherless home is 32% more likely to experience poverty. Kids from fatherless homes are more likely to abuse drugs. Kids from fatherless homes are twice as likely to commit suicide. And kids from fatherless homes are more likely to have more children out of wedlock, continuing the cycle for their own children. Divorce has also rapidly increased, which leads to the issue of fatherlessness. 1 in 2 marriages fail. If these couples attended church, a divorce rate drops to 2%. Finally, the couples that pray together on a nightly basis have a 99.98 success rate, or 1 in 5,000, according to Relevant Radio. The formula to a successful marriage is simple. The couples that pray together stay together. I was raised in a religious household, but I did have my doubts. Look, I went through points where I certainly didn't believe that there was a higher being, let alone one that loved me. And I even classified myself as an atheist at multiple points. But during these stints, I made the most regrettable decisions in my life, because without God, there isn't a morality. Even renowned atheists like Sam Harris accept this truth. Not only does religion build social fabric, it is the basis for society. In the mid-2010s, El Salvador is crippled, known as the murder capital of the world. Since then, they've had a religious revival, elected a new prime minister, and they cleaned up the streets. Now, El Salvador is the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. When we, as a people, attend church, we heal. We unite. This belief brought the Pilgrims across the Atlantic in 1619. It ensured rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in 1787. It abolished slavery in 1863, and it stopped the global spread of evil in 1945. Then it brought us together, and it united our country in September of 2001. The experiment called America is the finest in the history of the world, and it's definitely a cause that's worth dying for. But if America truly desires unity, church pews will be filled come Sunday morning. Thank you.